So if I'm thinking of endgame heroes, this definitely changes up from before because now heroes like Shadowhunter, Paladin, Death Knight, TC, like a lot of the heroes that were like A or B tier for me are now suddenly S tier. Like these are top tier heroes. Alchemist pretty good. I think Alchemist's support spells with Acid Bomb and Heal Spray are too valuable. And then what else? I think this is actually like the S tier already. So basically what we got here are aura heroes, move speed aura heroes in particular, and healers, right? Even Paladin can provide some heals, but he also provides aura. So he's kind of like a mix. And then of course Shadowhunter and Alchemist heals. Alchemist also Acid Bomb, pretty good for extra damage, breaking through tanky lineups so that you don't get stalled out and turned on if you're on the offensive. Movement speed auras also help for when you're on the offensive in particular so that you don't get stalled out because you reach the wave quicker. And then Paladin and Shadowhunter are just overall strong. Is there anything else I would actually put in S tier? For actually, here, let me relabel this. I think we want to look at this more as second and third hero rather than maybe we'll look at it ultimates as well. No, we'll look at it second and third hero rather than ultimates. So yeah. This one's gonna be second and third hero choices. I think this is my S tier for second and third heroes. Yeah. Um, I'm not sure if I'd actually place anything else in S tier for second and third heroes. Like some of the others can be valuable, but yo, thanks for that resub. It's kind of weird looking at Direct Strike tier list because I feel like there's too many aspects of the game to have tier lists for like everything. Yeah, this one's gonna be Endgame second, third hero in particular. I was gonna do it ultimates as well, but I think that's too confusing. And a lot of the time they're the same anyways. Like Big Bad Voodoo is the strongest and already S tier. Resurrect also S tier ultimate, I would say. But yeah, it won't always align. But those are what I would say are the S tier second and third heroes. What else? So besides these, I think if you don't have these, which are kind of awkward because there's a lot of melee. Because the next thing I'm going to mention is a lot of the A tier second and third heroes are probably just ranged heroes that do a lot of damage. So I think heroes like Blood Mage and Archmage and Lich with like Nova, Blizzard, Flame Strike. I think they're all valuable because these heroes stay alive and they do good AoE damage. Now, obviously, it depends what you're facing. If you're against like tanks and stuff, Blizzard and Flame Strike pretty good. If you're against air, you probably prefer Nova, but maybe Blizzard is still okay. Flame Strike, not so much. um, what else? Like, what else would I want to put in A tier? Because the thing is, you can Farseer. I'll put A tier here for second and third hero. Chain Lightning is still valuable, but unlike when he's a first hero, you don't care about wolves as much anymore. So he kind of loses some of that. Would I put aura heroes like Priestess in like A tier? I might actually. Like True Shot is actually a lot of damage for a lot of the most important units. Tanks, breakers. I mean, it's not a huge amount of damage for those two in particular, but it is damage for them. And then worms, chims, hippo riders, basically just air in general, or heavy air, I should say, not like hippo air that has melee. So maybe I would actually put priestess as like A tier second hero because I think true shot is pretty valuable, and silence as well is honestly pretty good. You can get a lot of value out of silence because it can stop. It can stop first heroes like Panda from splitting, and Warden from blinking, and just be overall good. It can potentially silence Shadowhunter as well. Like you can have your menu open, have silence off, and then when Shadow uses his ultimate and your priestess is like moving into range, you can turn silence on and try to have it hit the Shadowhunter to cancel it. Things like that. So same with like Farseer with Bolt. There's definitely valuable stuff there because Farseer goes chain plus Bolt. Pretty good. Is there other Aura heroes? There's Keeper and Dreadlord, but those are like the mediocre auras, or usually mediocre. I'd put Keeper and Dreadlord auras as like B tier, as like second and third heroes. Keeper's like okay because he's ranged. You can go Thorns plus Entangle, but I don't think it's as good as like True Shot and Silence. If you do get to Tranquility, then sure, he starts to raise up. But second heroes and third heroes don't always reach level 6. So, yeah. Dreadlord as well. If you get to level 6, Infernal will still be valuable. But, as a second or third hero out the gate, like Vampire is kind of whatever generally, unless you actually are playing like Torn Walker. Maybe MGs for a little bit of value on MGs. And Sleep can be valuable as a second or third hero, but you might still go carry on anyways. And then the drawback is he's melee. What else is a second or third hero? Blade. Blade's probably still like A tier as a second or third hero. I wouldn't put him S tier as a second or third hero because I think he's too expensive as a second or third hero to label him S tier still, because it's very difficult to like be in the type of situation where you're losing and you need a blade master to help you, and then you somehow afford like the blade master and 4 to 6 items. Like by then your fortress is probably dead, right? So I don't know. He can save you, but but I think I still think he would be better as like a first hero than a second or third hero. But I still think he's valuable as a second or third hero. I have picked him myself because dropping an orb on him and having mirror image can help a lot, especially if you have backline units that you don't want to get hit, because he can still tank a bit with like I'll still have him at A tier because if you get two Khadgar gems and an orb, he provides a lot of tankability just with that, especially if you can get level 3 pretty quick and have level 2 mirror image. Like just with that, he provides a lot of tankability so that your backline can survive. Like your casters can survive, your whatever tier 1 anti-air can survive, and that can help you against air in particular, because not only is the blade hitting air, but he's keeping your other anti-air or support units alive. So I'd still put him at A tier. I guess, yeah, as a third hero, he's probably pretty bad because at that point, you definitely don't want to probably afford items on him, right? But as a second hero, like you could even stop at 2 heroes and just try to level him up quicker. And like, yeah, I put him at A tier there. I did have him. I did put him S tier as like overall slash first hero type of tier list, but as a second or third hero, A tier, I guess. What else? Um, Where do I even start on these? Fire Lord, D tier still. I think Fire Lord's just still D tier. The only thing Fire Lord has as a second or third hero is Soulburn, but I think it's just worse than getting like Entangle or Silence on here or whatever. Probably. Naga is also probably pretty bad. These are ranged heroes. They are ranged heroes, so they have some value. Actually, no, I won't put them D tier. I'll put them C because they're ranged heroes. I think as a second or third hero, having ranged heroes still provides value. So maybe I would still put them at C tier, even though they're bad. Dark Ranger as well. I think just being a ranged hero puts you at C tier for me, and as far as. But then I have to think, wait, what would I actually put at D tier? I'd probably put Mountain King at D tier as a second or third hero. I feel like the only time you would want a Mountain King as a second or third hero is if you were against Torin Walker and you wanted him to like clap. Because clap slowing Torin by 50% actually sounds kind of insane. Like slowing their move speed and attack speed by 50% is kind of insane, but apart from that, he's pretty bad as a second or third hero, right? So yeah. Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter can similarly be good against air as like a melee hero with an orb. You can go evasion and stats right away. You don't even need immolation. You can get. I kind of want to put him at C, but he might actually be D tier as well. I value Mirror Image because I think Mirror Image is like a decent tank at all stages of the game. Like if you wanted, you can play. Oh, Blood Mage. Is ranged hero with good AoE. Flame Strike's very good against tanks and MGs and stuff. Against air, I guess you would prefer these ones, but yeah. DH. Yeah. I kind of want to put him at C because I do think with Orb, he still has some value. But yeah, he's probably D because the only time I would see, I guess the only time Demon Hunter would really be higher as a second or third hero is if Mana Burn provides value, which is possible. But I just don't consider getting an ultimate at second or third hero to begin with. But like Mana Burn, if you're against some of the top heroes um like Panda for instance, can be pretty good, or Paladin even. But I'm not sure if it's enough Mana Burn as a second or third hero to matter. So maybe he's still D tier as a second or third hero. Warden, I don't know, man. Warden might be like C tier as well. Because she takes a lot of time before she actually means anything as a second or third hero. But she definitely can be valuable if you do reach 6. It's just that's a long way away. You know, most games don't take long enough to where second and third heroes reach 6. Just because she can level quick. Mm, I don't know. I don't find her that valuable. I do take her sometimes. I'm actually trying to think of what I do. Like I mostly just take these for sure. And then on there, I just take whatever seems best for what I'm against. But would I put her C or B? I mean, she is probably better than these three because I do prefer Fan over what they have. And maybe I'd put her at like B. I'd put Warden at B. Tinkerman is like B as well, probably. Whoops. Apparently, I muted myself when I accidentally moved things. I forget where I was last at. I was saying Tinker. Tinker, the problem I have with Tinker is he's not very survivable, but he does provide good value. Like once you actually get him to like level 3 or level 5, he's pretty good as a second or third hero. But he doesn't have an aura. He's melee, and he doesn't survive very well because he's like an int hero. Like he doesn't have strength or agi base. He doesn't have survive things. So I have him like B tier, but he does scale well. Like if you get to 3 and 5. For Pit Lord I put at B. Part of me actually wants to put Pit Lord higher, like A, but I don't. I don't think I actually value him that highly. The thing is, like, Rain of Fire is pretty like similar-ish to Flame Strike and Blizzard in a sense, right? Like they're all those AoE channeling skills, and he can also do Howl to like lower their damage, which is not the same as like healing your army, but it does make your army take less damage. And Cleave can also be very good if you need to get rid of breakers. He is one of those heroes. You can choose the second or third hero and like give some strength items, put him on the edge, and he can cleave down, breakers and stuff, right? Or tanks or whatever. Or he can even rain of fire tanks, things like that. Like there's good value with Pit Lord, but he is melee, and he's not good versus air really. Like the most you can do versus air really is like get level 1 Howl off for minus 30% damage, which is valuable, but then he doesn't do anything, right? Because you don't really want to give him orb. Cleave doesn't help. Rain of Fire, not exactly what you want against air, I would say. So I put him at B. Like there's value to him, but yeah. These heroes, I'm very unsure. I don't really know. I think Beastmaster is the one I'm most confused about where to place. Honestly, level 1 summons are still fairly tanky, but Beastmaster doesn't actually provide any damage, right? Until he's higher level. Like, would I really value someone just tossing a 400, like would I really value a hero that just summons a grunt? And that's it. Like I feel like I value auras and stuns and heroes that can survive well by being ranged, like big AoE spells. I don't know. Maybe Beastmaster is actually D tier as the second or third hero. I think I would still put him at like C. I think there's some value to like Beastmaster with Orb plus like Quill Beast and Hawk if you're like dying to air. Like that's probably more valuable than Demon Hunter with Orb. Getting like Quill. I don't know. You like them over Blade Master as an air tank? Dang. I really value Mirror Image as an air tank, but I'm not sure. To be fair, if I need an air tank, I do generally just grab whatever melee hero I have available to me. I don't actually consider much about whatever. Oh, Beastmaster. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if you made Beastmaster, then yeah, I do think I value him more. Mostly like I think tankability he's like similar, but then I think being able to just add a random Quill Beast that has another 400 health probably helps a lot too, because it's also medium armor. So if they have worms or chims, pretty valuable. Yeah, but I still don't want to place him too highly because like he doesn't have auras or stuns or AoE spells, right? Usually as a second or third hero, I value auras, stuns, AoE spells, healing, being a ranged hero so that they survive. So I feel like he doesn't fit that, but there's still value to him. But yeah, if I'm against like hippo riders and I have trash against hippo riders, which seems to be the case every time I ever face hippo riders, I just kind of grab any melee hero and just put an orb on it and hope it levels up well enough, I guess. uh, these ones I'm not sure. But I think Crippler and Panda have to be at least B because you can go in Pale Carapace and you can just go the same thing as always on Panda. But would I put them at A or higher? Like they're very tanky, but they don't have they don't have the mirror image split. They are melee, so they can sometimes die. They don't have auras. I guess I don't have anything else besides Alchemist that like Alchemist and Blade are the only melee heroes I have above them, so it's not like they're in a bad spot. Bottom not S tier. Is True Shot S tier worthy? I mean maybe. I guess True Shot would be S tier worthy for players that happen to fast tech tier 3 every game. Which is not me. That's not me. So now there are some players who may or may not be in chat right now who fast tech tier 3 every game and only have ranged units because they fast tech tier 3. Maybe then the true shot is actually pretty valuable because you have 10 worms already. But usually when I'm getting a second or third hero, I have like 2 worms. Yeah, silence is really good. I mean, I could see Priestess being S tier. But I don't know. I still value these ones more. I think the heals, how well Paladin is at staying alive, as well as like Devotion Aura and maybe a single pull Holy Light being very valuable, pretty good. And then like move speed auras. I don't know if I want to put her in that tier. I could see it though. Like I don't hate this. I do like her in A tier though. Criplord and Panda, interesting ones. I actually have taken Criplord and Panda as a second and third hero quite often. So it makes me think I should actually rate them higher. I think I've taken Panda quite often if I needed breath versus like tanks, for instance. And I don't have something else that provides that. But they don't provide auras, they don't provide healing, and they're not ranged heroes, which is sketchy sometimes. Like, okay, to put it in perspective though, I guess if I was going to invest items into a second or third hero, I'd rather it be a Blade than Criplord or Panda. So that's why I would have Blade at like A and these at like B. Yeah. I do think Panda would be better than. I could see Panda here and then keeping Criplord down. Because Impale's not. Like, Impale is a stun, but it's very little damage. Although you do assert dominance by removing their skins when you stun them with Impale. So, maybe that's worth something, right? I don't know. I like this. Like, obviously, situationally, things are always going to change. But I kind of like this as like second or third heroes. Because these are basically heroes that are usually not going to get ultimates and either need to provide something that, like an aura that helps the whole squad, or like AoE that they're meaningful. Maybe I should lower Blood Mage, Archmage, Lich to like B tier too. I don't know. I think they're pretty valuable because they're ranged and they have good like AoE. I like them A tier. I do actually grab these heroes quite a lot. The benefit. Okay, one of the other benefits that I forgot to mention for heroes like Blood Mage and Lich and whatever is, as a second or third hero, I actually like to give them Orb of Corruption as well. And they're good at being an Orb of Corruption carrier for Blood Mage and Lich. Not so much Archmage, but Archmage has Brilliance Aura. So instead of being a good Orb carrier, you get an Aura to go with Archmage. Maybe that is a reason to put Priestess higher at S tier, because Priestess can go Silence and have its Aura and be an Orb carrier. I could see that. Maybe I would put Priestess as S, but the thing is, it's like the bottom tier S. Priestess is either bottom tier S or like high tier A. Lich does lack hitting mechanical, like tanks, but I do like that you can AoE Hippo Riders and stuff with Lich. You can even get a point of Frost Armor if you wanted, but I don't know. I like this. I guess if I was to switch anything, it would be Priestess to S and like Panda to A. Not sure if I would put, like, Keeper's really only valuable as a second or third hero if you actually get ultimate. Otherwise, I put him at like B. Like, obviously, if you get to Tranquility, he's really good. But I'm considering that most of the time you don't get to ultimates. Maybe he is like A though, because he's good orb carrier too. I don't know. You can, they're definitely like within a tier of, give or take a tier on some of these, but yeah. Something like this would be my second and third hero picks. I could see switching some of them too though. And obviously they're all situational. But for me, these are the ones I value the most for sure. I very much value heals. I really like the acid bomb as well, because like level 1 acid bomb and level 1 heal spray are already very valuable. Auras, insane. then the rest of the auras are in A tier besides Vamp and Thorns, which are mediocre. Yeah, I think I like this. Right? It's good. It's good to me.